A most honest witness. Attend good court and lend a patient ear, for truth today comes dressed in borrowed robes. Not truth in rags with dirt upon its hands, but truth perfumed, rehearsed, and well behaved. A courteous creature coached in proper speech, that bows before it dares to bare its teeth. Behold our witness, a bright, mild, and meek, a man whose tongue is lined with charity. He comes not armed with dagger, fist or flame, but with concern, the gentlest of all blades are meant but well. He says, I sought to help the poor soul, wandered far beyond his wits. I saw the storm and raised the town alarm. What saintly breath, what civic virtue shines, how nobly does he polish up his fear and serve it warm with courtesy and care. A careful voice, a posture straight as law, a man who looks as though he never lies, or if he does, it must be for the good. A gentle falsehood, dressed in noble cloth, yet marked the miracle of memory. For when the light is dim, he speaks of aid, but when the court demands a tale of threat, the same soft tongue grows suddenly severe. The lamb becomes a wolf between two lines. The helper turns historian of harm. The man once pitied now becomes the plague, and all the mercy melts into the ink. Oh, wondrous art, what theater is this, where words change coats as quickly as the wind, where yesterday's compassion softly spoken returns today in armor ironclad. This is no slip of mine, no stumble small. It is a dance rehearsed in secret rooms, a stately waltz between two noble roles, the kindly friend and then the frightened victim. One step in pity, one step in fear, one turn and suddenly the story shifts, the lighting changes, music swells and sympathy finds a different face, and truth, poor truth, stands waiting in the wings, uncustomed, unpaid, and out of script. For truth is rude, truth interrupts the play. Truth does not know its cues nor marks its steps. It trips on facts and speaks before it thinks. It knocks the props aside and spoils the scene, and asks the question none would care to hear. But statements are well-bred. They dine with reason, sip from crystal cups, and never raise their voices in the hall. They smile, they bow, they speak when spoken to, and never say a word that spoils the scene. They come with dates, they come with forms, they come with signatures and sober ink. They march in files, in folders, in neat lines, like soldiers drilled to never break their ranks. So brick by brick, the sentences are laid, a wall of words mortared with mild concern, not built of blows, nor bruises, nor of blood, but adjectives. Those elegant assassins, unstable, troubled, fixated, unwell. Such gentle stones, so soft upon the tongue, yet stacked together, they conceal a fate. Each word so small, each phrase so neat, a velvet rope around a man's whole life. No need for chains when language does the work, no need for blows when verbs can do the bruising. And who, I ask, becomes the architect? Not he whose name is etched upon the wall, but he who laid the bricks and called it care. The builder smiles, the builder sighs. He says, I only wanted what was right. And all the while the mortar slowly sets, and doors grow smaller, narrower and dark. For in this court, dear friends, the tale prevails, not by its truth, but by its tidiness. The cleaner script shall always take the stage, and chaos shall be banished to the dark. For juries love a story smooth and clear, a tale where every role is well assigned. One victim trembling in the candlelight, one villain pacing in the shadows deep, and one good man who bravely told the truth. The curtain lifts, the parts are known, and all the lines fall neatly into place. So now the curtain trembles for its fall, and all await the final noble line, the speech that seals the verdict like a kiss. But ere the gavel sings its closing note, consider this, ye keepers of the law, when one man's story changes with the light, when mercy turns to menace in a breath, when help and harm are cousins in one mouth. Is this the sound of memory at work, or but the music of a careful pen that writes the ending long before the trial, when kindness shifts its mask from hour to hour, and shadow to knowledge, all to sharpen knives, when pity walks in boots of accusation? What name shall we then give this gentle art? Slaves need not be loud to win the day. The quiet ones, with manners and a smile, will slip past guards and sit upon the throne. No shouting needed, no fury shown, just careful words and careful company. And truth itself grows awkward in the room. A guest who was not printed on the list, and so our witness bows, his part complete. A portrait painted in the tones of care. The court applauds the steadiness of his voice, the grace with which he carried out his role. He leaves the stand with conscience uncreased, his shoes unscuffed, his collar still in place. And truth